Thanks guys for joining me on my first official episode of Adventure Calls. We're here in South Africa, about 3 hours outside Johannesburg, and I'm heading to the country of Lesotho. Lesotho is a tiny country within South Africa known for its beautiful sceneries, lots of mountains, and Lesotho ponies. So one of the difficulties about being in South Africa is they drive on the opposite side of the road than in the States. Also, I'm driving a standard, and it's on the wrong side of the road as well. And I just learned how to drive a standard a few months ago, so it should be interesting. Let's see how it goes. Off to Lesotho we go.
The spectacular mountainous country of Lesotho is completely landlocked within South Africa and about 5 hours drive from Johannesburg. The capital of Maseru is a sprawling modern city with everything that entails. We would, however, stick to the rural areas and explore the backcountry roads and the unbelievable scenery the country has to offer.
We just crossed the border into Lesotho about an hour ago. One of the easier border crosses I've ever experienced, which was quite a treat, seeing as we are in Africa and we have a car. Never crossed a border with a car before, so that went very smoothly. Now we're heading to a lodge called Malaya in a very remote corner of southern Lesotho. It's known for pony trekking and hiking, a lot of outdoor activities. It's also really known to support the local community with orphanages and schools, also very conservational, so it's all in all a really good place to support. If you check it out, the scenery around here is absolutely stunning. We're heading into a valley on this incredibly bumpy dirt road, lots of potholes. I'm super stoked to have this truck so we don't end up on the side of the road. But check out the scenery, it's absolutely amazing.
Malaya Lodge is about a 2-hour ride from the capital. The lodge has a great variety of affordable accommodation options. We would stay in the camping area in our sweet rooftop tent, which would be our home for the next few weeks.
So, one of the main reasons I came to Lesotho was because there is a huge equine population. And when I was researching, I found out about you because you're a local legend in Lesotho, I've heard, because you were sponsored to make a bid at the Beijing Olympics for show jumping. And I've been riding since I was about 4 years old. So tell me a little bit how you got started show jumping.
My father had so many donkeys. Donkeys, not horses. They decided to come to Lesotho to find like few riders who can go to Germany to train. They set up a camp in Maseru, in the police station. I think almost all of them, they were from Maseru. And then the rest were police. And then most of the police, they only know horses from the training. And then my experience with horses started when I was really young.
Yeah.
So in terms of comparing the riding in Lesotho and in Germany, it was so different. Even the horses were just so big.
Yes. So how long were you in Germany and how long did you train for?
We were in Germany altogether 9 months.
So you were bid to go to the Olympics and then what happened?
Unfortunately, they couldn't get big fishes in with enough money to sponsor us all the way through.
Really an honor to meet you. I think your story is so inspiring and amazing, and I hope that you can inspire young kids all around the world.
That's really what we want to do.
Yeah. So one of the major draw cards for Lesotho is pony trekking, which we're about to go on about a 5-hour per day pony ride overnight to a really remote village somewhere out in the mountains. We ride Basotho ponies, which are local ponies in Lesotho. They're known for being super sturdy and really sure-footed because we're going to be going on some serious mountain passes. After about 6 hours of horse trekking, my ass is pretty sore. We arrived in our overnight village, which is super remote in the middle of this amazing scenery in Lesotho. We trekked up and down some of the craziest terrain you can ever imagine on horseback. I can't believe the horses stayed sound and didn't trip or fall. Up and down mountains, through gorges, crossing rivers, up riverbeds with huge boulders. It was pretty amazing. So we're staying the night in this village here, and it should be pretty interesting. We don't have any power. We're staying in local huts, and we brought all our own food, so it should be pretty cool.
Who's your friend?
Oh, and I've got this tiny little puppy that's my new best friend.
Our next stop would be near the town of Simonkhong, where you can find one of the world's highest waterfalls. It is an easy and very picturesque drive not to be missed if you are headed to Lesotho.
I'm here at Mala Zunani, which is one of Lesotho's most famous sites. There's not a lot of tourists around, so we're super lucky. I'm like the only one here. It's one of the highest waterfalls in southern Africa. Pretty amazing. These cliffs are super steep, and I'm not really that cool with heights at all. So I'm not personally the hugest fan of HDR, but in this circumstance, it's perfect. HDR, you take several different shots of high exposure, low exposure, and everything in between, and combine them for post. And as you can see with this waterfall, it's totally dark, and we've got blown out places over here, and the sky is extremely blown out. So when you do HDR, you create the perfect exposure. So this is kind of the perfect scenario for HDR photography. I just finished driving over Matzo Pass, which was pretty insane. Definitely the most gnarly four-wheel driving I've ever done. Up and down mountains, over boulders, through these crazy switchbacks, super, super steep. It's a pretty incredible drive, but I'm definitely glad to be over, hopefully, the worst part. It took about three and a half hours, and now I'm heading to one of the smaller towns. Hopefully we can find some civilization in the next couple hours. One of the things when coming to Lesotho I really wanted to make sure I did was give back to the local community. I feel like I travel a lot and it's really important to give back. And in my case, I raised money with a GoFundMe to give school supplies for kids. So I raised money for pencil cases, pencils, crayons, sharpeners, erasers, and calculators, and I'm about to go give them to a local school in the area. All the schools in the area have signs. It's about the only thing in Lesotho that has signs, but it always mentions the schools in the area. So hopefully the more remote, the better. I'm really excited to make some kids' day. It should be fun.
The educational system in Lesotho is really quite remarkable, and the adult literacy rate is above most of Africa's, as well as many countries in the world. Primary education in Lesotho is free, and we are very happy to learn that Lesotho to some extent has managed to bridge the gender gap, with women holding many of the important jobs in both the government and the private sector. We truly hope that this trend will continue for the future generations of empowered women. We would like to take this chance to say thank you to those of you who helped us provide a few materials for these awesome children. A few school supplies is not going to change the world, but I can guarantee you that it did make a few children's day, as well as ours.
This is my last stop in Lesotho. I'm incredibly sad to leave this country. I feel like I haven't had enough time, even though I've spent almost 9 days here. The country has been absolutely breathtaking, from its genuine people to its rich culture, mountain scenery, incredible views. I'm heading over Matzo Pass, which is the pass you see in front of me, and it's heading into South Africa. So one more bumpy dirt road and I'm in South Africa. Matzo Pass is pretty infamous. People have actually died on this pass. There's a lot of switchbacks and gravel roads, so I'm pretty curious to see what kind of off-roading we get into. Join me on my next episode, which will be in Kruger National Park. Thanks for watching.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode, just as we enjoyed living it. Please hit the subscribe button and give the video a like. It does mean a lot to us. Check the link in the description if you would like to support the children of Lesotho. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next time adventure calls.